Okay, I am describing the removal and installation of a Perkins 40108 fuel injection pump. This was a difficult job. I'm not finished yet. But there are some tools that I made up that helped me very much. There are 3 bolts, on this pump. The top 2 you can see here, but the one on the left is a hex head, 7/32 inch hex head, and as you can see, there's almost no room. In fact, you can get like one turn, but then it's not enough to get the other side, into it, a revolution. It's very, very difficult. This one is easy enough to get to. It's 5/16 fine thread bolt, about 1 inch long, and is easy enough to get to. And the bottom one, you'll have to trust me on it, but it's around and to the port side on the bottom is actually a nut. And the nut is 5/16 fine thread, but it is such a, I'll see if I can get a picture of it. It's in such a spot, there it is right there. I put a grade 8 back on it. That if you can see the stud, there's not enough room for this the nut to come completely off. So you have to back out the pump and take the nut off as you back it out, and then when you replace it, you have to put the nut on as you're moving the pump forward back into the drive gear. So in order to get to that nut, which also has very little range of motion, it's 1/2 inch wrench, so use a stubby wrench, and then I cut and welded this wrench another 1/2 inch, and it's a terrible weld, but it gave me the angle to get a little bit on that. And then I also cut this side of it, which actually was the most helpful. I just cut the end off, and then you can slide it in over the stud a little bit and then onto the nut and turn it, and you can actually get it really good. I wouldn't use this to get it loose. I would use a full open end to try and get it, just loosen it up a little bit. But then to get it the rest of the way off, this is very handy. And to get it back on, this is very handy. And then to nub it up I would use the wrench. This also came in handy when I was putting the Allen head back on, because I could take the ends of this, and there's enough grit on the head of that Allen head bolt to kind of move it along, because getting this Allen head wrench in here is very difficult, extremely difficult. So those are the tools that I recommend as being helpful for me, as well as this thing that I bought on Amazon, which is a dental light with a little LED light, which helps see stuff, but it's still, this whole job, I'm not a pro, but it's probably going to take me, 40 hours. You had to take the header tank off. There's a stud that comes up off the header tank. That wouldn't clear the thing, so I had to take that off, as well as the top of the header tank, the opening for the header tank. You got to take the exhaust manifold off, and the fuel injection line's got to come off, and the throttle and the kill cable have to come off. So yeah, I hope you don't have to do it, but if you do, maybe this will help a little. I've learned some stuff off of YouTube, and this is my contribution back to the community, I suppose.